Us Weekly is reporting that Keke Palmer files restraining order against Darius Jackson and asks for full custody of their son. In the court,
U.S. Week by Week is announcing that Keke Palmer records limiting request against Darius Jackson and request full guardianship of their child in the court archives. Keke blames Darius for mishandling her on various occasions throughout their 2-year relationship. Jackson has answered Keke Palmer's mother's cases against him and his sibling in a now erased tweet. Jackson apparently blamed Keke for being the one that is oppressive, so Keke's relationship with Darius just exploded in the most obviously terrible manner conceivable, on the grounds that she just emerged to uncover him for harming her truly and genuinely all through the relationship. She even guaranteed that he put hands on her when she was pregnant with their child. Yet Darius has an alternate story, and he's currently emerging to guarantee that Keke is lying about the circumstance, and that she's simply attempting to control the web. He asserts that she made this entire thing up in light of the fact that she is attempting to remove their child from him and get full guardianship, and she is attempting to bring him down in the process. All this present circumstance is a hot-smelling, miserable wreck, and the two sides carried proof to help their cases. And heads up, it gets truly crazy. Darius Jackson to post on his Twitter the ludicrous stuff that he's presented when he realized his sibling wasn't. I went to Chiron's a long time back and let him know that his sibling wasn't my girl. And he said, oh well, I used to be like that too. What? So Keke Palmer's relationship with Darius Jackson is by a moving subject via virtual entertainment. Yet this time it's more awful than we might ever imagine in light of the fact that Keke just emerged to uncover Darius for being harmful to her now. This is exceptionally insane in light of the fact that the possibility of the Keke Palmer being in this chaotic circumstance isn't something that we at any point thought would occur. Yet as awful as it sounds, we recognized what would be inevitable, that something didn't add up about the relationship all along. We realized that something was off base, yet we just couldn't put our fingers on precisely exact thing. It was at first we felt that it had something to do with the way that he wasn't, however rich as Keke might have been, and that he might have been involving her for her cash. Then there were discusses the way in which he was an entire bisexual and was with Keke, so he had a spot to lay his little head now. At first the relationship appeared to be wonderful. However, at that point individuals began bringing up how Darius had this unusual propensity for tossing conceal at Keke. At whatever point they had a few contentions or issues in their relationship, like the time he said in the event that you're significant about development, be not kidding about responsibility. On the off chance that you are significant about overflow, be not kidding about appreciation. On the off chance that you are significant about closeness, be not kidding about weakness. In the event that you're significant about discipline, be not kidding about post-home satisfaction. So this, in addition to the way that he had no consistent kind of revenue, have individuals giving him and the relationship the significant side eye. Yet things went from the side-eye to a full gaze and glare when he chose to disgrace Keke. 2 or 3 months prior, Keke went to a show by Usher, and he serrated in telling her music. By now, for reasons unknown, this made Darius very pungent, and he attempted to hammer Keke and called her out for dressing like a 304, saying it's the outfit. However, you a mother presently, like I said, on the off chance that that wasn't terrible enough, he proceeded to disgrace her much more, and said we live in an age where a man of the family doesn't need the spouse and mother to his children to grandstand good cheeks to satisfy others. And he gets told the amount of a skeptic he is. This is my family and my portrayal. I have minimum expectations and ethics to what I accept. Trust the jury to decide wisely. Now, one thing about the African American population, we don't mess around. Miss Keke Palmer and Darius realized this the most difficult way possible, since he got smoked. Web-based individuals called him out for being a jokester, calling Keke his better half when he hadn't even monitored up and proposed to her yet. In addition to, he used to post hot pictures of Keke So what was up with all that Darius? Well, it was unmistakable that this was him being really controlling and needing to be completely accountable for what she did, the miserable part. Pretty much this is that he knew the amount Keke loathed carrying her own life to web-based entertainment. Since she discusses this various times, anything that we going through, is we discussing that in the storage room like we ain't no one like it's on. Some like he has a twin sibling, like I'm not revolting that no. Doubt the circumstance truly got wild, and fans asked Keke to dump him like a hot potato, since she didn't require that sort of pessimism in her life. And at first it seemed as though she planned to end things since she concealed him on Instagram when she posted pictures of herself from the show and said, "I wish I had taken more pictures, yet we were running late. I'm letting you know, Oak, now, in the event that you haven't seen Usher, you should go. He was so marvelous," yet she remained with him and stuck next to him and was perpetrated to have fixing their relationship. However, at that point, things deteriorated. When he was presented for attempting to betray Keke, he was uncovered by a lady on Instagram who posted a screen capture of their discussion and said, "Not Keke, child daddy in my DMs. Discussed humiliating you all several hours after he got uncovered. We figured out that he and Keke had unfollowed each other on Instagram and even ventured to erase all photos of Keke from his page then." At that point, fans were feeling quite a bit better over this, since they believed that Keke merited better compared to a child daddy who disgraced her via online entertainment and rushed to hurry to virtual entertainment. Each time they had a few issues and sources near Darius. Additionally, affirmed the separation, saying he's continued on and simply needs to zero in on his acting vocation and put the show behind him. And to the extent that how he is going to co-parent with Keke, this is what he said: "You don't need to be in a similar family to be a decent parent." Yet the separation didn't keep going extremely lengthy on the grounds that Keke chose to allow Darius one more opportunity and work on their relationship. She needed to fix things since they have a child together, and she believed her child should grow up with both of his folks in a caring relationship. Presently, we've heard this story too often when ladies stay in terrible connections for their children. And she took him back, and they even spent her birthday together 2 or 3 months prior to "Thank you for removing me from my birthday." As consistently I realize I say it's not generally my birthday, but rather you generally take me out. Yet I thank you for making it extraordinary for my birthday. It's so sweet. And afterward, he affirmed that they were still attached in light of the fact that my mother's a Virgo, my siblings a Virgo, my closest companions a Virgo, my grandmother's a Virgo accomplice in violations of Virgo. So it's very much like better believe it. Now this had fans feel in a wide range of ways, since we felt that Keke was over that untidy circumstance, and she was donezo with him. Yet since we didn't catch wind of the relationship, after that we expected that they had fixed their issues and things were going better between them. Yet we were exceptionally off base about that in light of the fact that Keke just emerged to uncover Darius from abusing her and putting hands on her all through their relationship. Us magazine let the cat out of the bag that Keke had petitioned for a controlling request against Darius, and she had even petitioned for underside authority of their 9-month-old child Leotis. She likewise asserted that he had been vicious towards her all through their relationship. Yet it doesn't in that frame of mind. As per reports, Keke proceeded to charge that there have been many examples of actual savagery with Jackson that incorporate obliterating my own property, including journals and remedy glasses, tossing my possessions into the road, tossing my vehicle keys to keep me from heading out, hitting me before our child, regurgitating awful stuff about me to our child, taking steps to take himself out with a weapon, assuming I left it, badgering, and other physical and profound abuse. Keke likewise talked about an episode that occurred on November 5th, and she said he intruded into my home without my insight or assent and undermined her prior to lurching my neck, striking me, tossing me over the lounge chair, And taking my telephone, there's certain stills from the recording of the brutality that circulated around the web via web-based entertainment. And we could see what resembled Darius harming her. The wild part is that Keke uncovered that they separated for good toward the beginning of October, since he continued to put his hands on her. So this means her leaving him didn't stop his abuse. And that is something terrifying to think about. For reasons unknown, Darius posted an image of their child and said, "I love you, child, see you soon." And individuals thought this was unpleasant and sort of compromising in light of the fact that Keke had recorded a limiting request by that point. And he was over here indicating that he in no way wants to submit to the request anyway. The circumstance began to get monstrous when Darius' sibling Eunice ventured into the circumstance and guaranteed that